Greetings everyone, should be here. Today we'll be ranking every single rune based on its use for Azir. You may be wondering, why am I doing a tier list on Photoshop? Well, that's because I don't want to link my personal information on tier maker. I've got 5 different tiers for you. The first one is, I'll take 6 of these, which means that I would prefer to have 6 of that particular rune over your typical rune page. The second to the 4th tier, great, decent, meh, it's self-explanatory, I don't think I need to explain that. And the 5th one is the chat tier, which you need to be extremely hardcore on Azir to play that rune. Now straight off the bat, without any cliffhangers, I'll just put these 4 runes on the top tier. Presence of Mind, Mana Flow Blend, Biscuits, and Legend Alacrity. Azir has an extremely high mana consumption, due to the fact that he has to keep summoning soldiers to auto-attack. This is why these 3 mana runes are essential for Azir. When you make an Azir rune page, having at least one of the 3 is the baseline. As for Legend Alacrity, it's attack speed. Of course it's top tier. That's all the best runes of Azir sorted. Huh? What's that? You said I didn't add any keystones on the top tier? Yeah, I didn't. Here's my hot take. Keystones don't actually matter on Azir. For example, although Comet and Airy are very popular amongst the pro players, they didn't pick them because of the keystone. They picked it because they just happen to be on the sorcery tree. Anyways, we move on. Press the attack pad. In order to use PTA on Azir, all you have to do is rush Nashor's first item, and at the start of combat, make 3 quick autos, then start summoning your soldiers. Next up, Lethal Tempo. Early game, it's meh, cause it's torture. But in the late game, it's top tier, so I'll give it the midway of decent. Fleet Footwork. You do gain a little bit of health sustain early game, but after 10 minutes, it does literally nothing. So it's Chad. Conqueror's my personal favorite, and also you gain 2 stacks with every soldier auto, so it makes you relevant throughout the whole game. And it gives you a huge burst of AP every time you get in combat, so it's great. Over here requires you to get Spell Valve, which forces you into buying Riftmaker every single game if you pick this rune. If you haven't checked the PBA patch notes, Azir's getting an HP per level buff, so the shield value got higher, yet you are foregoing Presence of Mind for this, so meh. For most champions, Triumph is excellent, however this is Azir we are talking about. And we are foregoing the Presence of Mind, so it's just decent at best. If you don't play Azir in the DPS way and you play him top lane, Legend Tenacity is actually kind of decent. On the other hand, this is trash. Whether you outrange your opponents or you get outranged by the Zeraphs or Ziggs, Coup de Grace and Last Stand are all great options to do damage. Cutdown though isn't good at Azir, considering that most of Azir items provide HP. To name a few, Crown of the Shadow Queen, Everfrost, Relics Crystal Scepter, Cosmic Drive, Demonic Embrace, Shadow Flame, blah blah blah. Also, with the upcoming Azir HP buffs, Azir is kind of tanky compared to other mages. Moving on to the Domination Tree, Electrocute is of course great since it's just Thunderlords but more modern. By roaming a lot, you are going to lose a ton of XP, which you don't want to do it on Azir. I guess Dark Harvest is fine if you play Assassin Azir. As for Hellblades, I have lots of proof. If you play aggressive, take cheap shots. If you play passive, take Taste of Blood. If you drift in and all in a lot, I guess Sudden Impact is the decent choice for you. The 2 vision routes, both are great. So we put them here. As for Eyeball Collection, they require takedowns. Also, you are foregoing the 2 vision runes, so meh. But regarding the Hunter runes, they're all bad. You are not going to stack them until the mega late game, and even if you do so, the amount they give isn't worth it. However, Ingenious Hunter is slightly better considering that you get a lower cooldown on items like Ludens, Zhonya's Crown, and Banshees. Airy. I'll put it in decent. Made a video specifically about it, feel free to check it. Comet is the long range equivalent of Airy, so I'll put it in the same tier. Here comes another hot take. This is the most underrated rune on Azir. It's literally the guerrilla tactic rune. You hit and run, and you kite very well. Good against AP matchups, but you are foregoing mana flow band, so meh. As for Nimbus Cloak, it's too difficult to activate it, so poor. Due to the greatness of Transcendence and Absolute Focus, Celerity got downgraded to meh. And just like Celerity, Water Walking got the same treatment. Let me put that there. Now for the tank tree. With the keystones, I'll put it like this. Guardian is decent because you can play support Azir. Against champions such as Twisted Fates or Cassidon who are going to roam 24/7, taking Demolish is going to benefit you because you are going to punish them by dealing more damage to the enemy mid lane turrets. Bone plating, every champion can use a good bone plating. As for the rest of the resolve tree, every tanky stats are useful in its own way. So all of them get in the tier of decent. Can I just stop misclick? Glacial Onwards. You are going to proc it with your ult or if you buy an Everfrost. So it's ultra difficult and I'll put it in the chat. First Strike is a scaling version of Electrocute, so it's kind of similar. This is worthless. Magical Footwear. You get 10 extra move speed, but in return you cannot rush tier 2 boots, so 50-50? You need to wait until 14 minutes for a stopwatch. It ain't worth it. Futures Market and Minion Dematerializers. Solid options. Great. The only downside is you have to forego Biscuits. Cosmic Insight, Summoner Spell Haste and Item Haste. Brilliant stuff. You can maximize it with CDR boots. When you play Azir, you either drift towards the enemy or you kite away from the enemy. So approach velocity is completely contradictory. Time Warp Tonic is a great rune overall. However, Cosmic Insight is way superior, so I have to downgrade it. Unsealed Spellbook. I haven't tried this keystone once on any single champion, let alone Azir, so I have zero idea on how to rank it. I'm putting it outside of the list. End of story. Well, there you have it, the full Azir runes tier list. Make sure to comment, like and subscribe, and even share it to your friends if you feel like it. And until next time, goodbye.